Welcome to the Inner Blueprint podcast. I'm Shawn the Universal Mindset Disruptor. With over 20 years of turning blueprints into thriving home improvement businesses, I've learned that the strongest foundations start in your mind. Whether you're building a business or your own success, we're here to reshape how you think and face daily life and always remind you to enjoy the ride. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Inner Blueprint, the podcast, all about thinking better thoughts to get better results. I'm Shawn here today with
Kaitlin Foyer.
Kaitlin Foyer, welcome to the studio. It's a pleasure to have you here today. I just want you to know that. You know that?
You know, one of the reasons I married you is that you make me laugh non-stop. It's not even what you say, it's like how you say it.
Well, I'm just excited to have you here, and I'm excited to be here. So, listeners, there's a lot of crazy going on in our world, in our country, on this planet. And it's frustrating. It's sad. It's hard. It's challenging. It's all of the things.
Yeah, it's no good feelings, right?
It's really not if you internalize them. But I guess the message from the podcast all about mindset is it's all on the outside. Mm-hmm. It's all on the outside. And right now, especially in the United States, we've become very reactionary, which means we are not responding to information, we are reacting to it. And when we react to it, we don't have any control over that. That's our 95%, that's our subconscious. And if you grew up in trauma, which me and Kaitlin both did, and we've done a lot of work on calming our central nervous systems. But if you're walking around ready to fight something or run from it, and then you get agendas that are pushing whichever side you're on to push your buttons, that's when we have a lot of the crazy going on that we see. And
that's the chaos.
Yeah.
And we're falling right into it.
Yeah, and so I do agree we shouldn't sit back and do nothing, but I think we should sit back for a moment before we do anything and calm ourselves.
Oh,
collect ourselves.
E plus R equals O.
E plus R equals O. Events are going to happen. Right now, there's a lot of events that I disagree with on both sides. And I hate that I keep saying sides, but holy shit. That's all we've got right now is sides. There's like no unity. There's no center point of agreement. And it's frustrating. If you can't tell, I'm frustrated with it all too. And I have people I love and care about that are affected deeply on both sides. On both sides. So anyway, not what this episode is going to be about. But
trust me, we could go on forever. I could go on for hours about this. But
and I would say just do your research. You know, when you're presented a video, every illusion starts in the mind. And even when you're watching something you think is real, it might not be. It might not be.
AI is good.
AI is good. Even camera angle is good. Even selective. You know, you can hear a statement and think that's the most offensive statement I've ever heard. And then you hear it in full context, and you're like, oh, whoever reposted that statement had an agenda, was trying to push me one direction. And, you know, for me, the only thing I can control is me, my thoughts, my feelings, which then, and there's the pause, then think, feel, and sometimes pause, because if the feeling is going to create an action that will have a negative outcome, now you're reacting. And honestly, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And if you react, guess what's coming back at you? You know, and that's where, you know, the saying comes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Right now,
we're doing a lot of that.
We need less of that and more calm and peace and presence. And honestly, you know, besides all the political and outside BS, just in the everyday life, sometimes the weather can be challenging, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes your car not starting or your teenager doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Like there's all these things that come up. And at the end of the day,
you only control you.
You just control you.
So do a better job at controlling yourself.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a full-time job. That's why we have this podcast all about what you think.
And you and I both, I mean, I say I'm blessed to be a mindset coach because without it, my mindset would be a mess. I literally teach, talk about, think about this, what we're talking about right now, all day, every day, and it still challenges me.
Yeah.
I mean, this subconscious mind we have, listeners, it is the most powerful supercomputer on this planet. It's literally the computer that was used to create automobiles, airplanes. weapons of mass destruction. Everything in our world that's not alive, like a plant, an animal, or a human being, was created by the human mind.
Yeah, everything. Like, even if it was something that they saw in nature and reflected that back, right? Like, oh, this is the way a bee flies, this is the way we can create this, right?
Yeah.
It's really amazing to think about, and it's crazy to think that they don't teach us about this.
No. No, I struggled with my subconscious mind for
Yeah.
40 plus years, working against it. 5% of me, conscious awareness, trying to build a happy life, trying to have an impact.
You
trying
did
to build
everything
success.
they said to do.
But my 95% was filled with some trauma, was filled with some limiting beliefs, was filled with a lot of things that came from the outside world that weren't true, weren't mine. And then I found this material, and what we talk about on this episode, what I personally talk about 7 days a week, even when people don't like me talking about it, I talk about it. What's the one thing you can control? You, your thoughts and your feelings. And most of the time you don't control those because they're controlled by your powerful subconscious. So today we're going to take a little bit lighter spin on this. I got a little heated just because right now is such a challenging time to pause, to reflect, to think, and then listen for the feeling that comes up before you start taking massive action and create more chaos around you. Yeah. And one of the most challenging things that I hear all the time at every level through the organizations that I work with, through our kids' friends, through my adult children, and some of the stories and things that I've heard, is scarcity.
Yeah.
Scarcity. And this episode is about money mindset. If you heard the title and you're saying, when are they going to talk about money? I promise we'll get there. But
It's all connected. Money's just energy.
money is just energy. And to understand the energy of money and to attract, earn, bring more money into your experience at some level, it helps to understand what we're talking about here. That 5% of me can say, I want to make more money. But if 95% of you is programmed and patterned with limiting beliefs around money, both what it is and what is a lot or what is a little, you're going to have an uphill battle. And I speak from personal experience. I always wanted to have more than enough money. I always wanted to be wealthy at some level. And after spending 40 plus years of life, over 20 years in one career, hyper-focused, doing everything that I was told, everything that I was taught, and yet I couldn't out-earn with my 5% conscious awareness, my 95% limiting beliefs. So,
Well, that's because money's never about amount, right? It's about where your mind is set on it, right? It's about a nervous system feeling. Money's that's where that comes from. And so if you're in scarcity in one area of your life, you're going to be in scarcity in multiple areas of your life. And typically the most common one is money, right? There's also time,
money's
there's
where
energy,
it shows up. Money's
but it
where
does show up
because
with money.
We live in a world that money is a currency that you have to pay either rent or a mortgage. You have to pay for food. Like money is a currency. And so most people have like limiting beliefs in other areas, but it manifests in being broke and not being able to provide for yourself the way you want to. And so all the effort, all the energy goes towards that.
Yeah.
And we end up with people that are stressed out, unhealthy, not having good relationships because all the focus, and it's not even chasing the dollar. It's just trying to have enough dollars to pay your bills, to be okay. And again, I've worked with almost every socioeconomic level, from people that are struggling from homelessness and addiction to doing very well to some ultra wealthy. And it doesn't matter what the money is like. Some of the still problems from the inside are still there. So money won't fix it.
No.
And having enough money, enough energy to do the things that you want to do the things that you need to for survival, it goes a long way. And as we're talking, if you're still listening, thanks for still being here. Because again, as you're listening to me talk, your programming, your pattern thoughts, filtering 95% of what I'm saying to you right now, I could say something that triggers that and you're out. You're gone. Just be aware of that. You know, it's one of the most frustrating things about being a mindset coach is I have people come to me that want help. And as I'm trying to talk to them about how I can help them or they can actually help themselves, their 95% goes off and it sounds like bullshit or new age or woo-woo or something else that triggered them. And again, when you react to your subconscious, most people don't even realize it's happening. I mean, think about it, okay? When you get really upset, when is it do you realize?
Never do that.
I know, it hasn't happened for years.
I'm just joking.
It's only happened like twice since I met you. But in the past, it used to happen more, I've heard.
Yeah, it's a very reactive person.
And what happens after a reaction? What's the emotional process? A couple hours, a day later?
It was always really quick for me, right? I blame ADHD. But yeah, it's just, I just get frustrated with myself. I get upset with myself and like, I'm not going to do that again.
But later you realize that wasn't you and that it was a reaction. It was some kind of...
Yeah. I had no control over my reactions, what I felt like.
Yeah.
But...
Were you exhausted after?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Totally.
Yeah. All right. I can tell you don't know where I'm going with this. So when I have a reaction, when I'm done with that, I'm exhausted. I realize I was in the wrong. I realized there was nothing that actually happened. I realized that it was just a trigger and my subconscious took over and went into fight or flight, tried to keep me efficient and safe. And when it's all done, you're thinking, what the hell? That was such a stupid thing to get upset. Why did I even get upset? But that's the awareness that most of us don't have, and especially in the moment, we don't have it. So
yeah. Most people don't have that awareness,
No.
I'd say. Most people don't.
no. And most people don't
Because it's a learned behavior.
Yeah.
It's not something, again, that most people are taught or that they are seen modeled, in healthy ways. It's usually not that. So
Yeah.
you see someone blow up and then it's like, in a TV show, it's a funny thing or, oh, that's just how that person is. You don't see the process behind it of like, oh,
Yeah.
there was really no reason for that. That wasn't me.
Yeah. There's always a process behind it.
Yeah.
But again, going back to the topic of money, and before you go too deep into money, I would think about where scarcity shows up. If it's not enough time, then it results in not enough money. Or if there's not enough you to go around sometimes, that's the way it can manifest in not enough money. And those are other topics for another episode. But when it comes to money, whenever we talk about mindset, we break it into two words. And you just have to ask yourself, listeners, right now, when you think about money, where is your mindset? And there's two things I want you to think about. The first one is, what is money?
Is it the root of all evil?
Is it the root of all evil? Were you ever told that? How many times were you told that? Do you still believe that at some level?
Yeah. Was it something that you were actually told? Was it something that you felt? Was it something that you just saw? Like what you believe about money
Is a program.
It's program.
Yeah.
You didn't put that there yourself.
No. And even you can say, well, I observe things. Well, yeah, but you observe things on the outside
That other people are doing.
that other people were doing that were programmed by other people. And so if you saw somebody who was wealthy and they were a Scrooge or an asshole
Yeah.
or just a not a very good person, that wasn't the money. That was that person.
Well, money just makes you more of what you are.
Yeah. That's my favorite lesson that I ever learned about money. It was from Ralph Foyer, my dad.
Yeah.
And he said, Shawn, he said, the funny thing about money is it just makes you more of what you already are.
Yep.
And if you're a good person, it will make you a better person. And if you're a miser or crooked or out to take people, it'll just make you more of that. So kind of one of those, whatever you are, kid, be a good one. And that's always stuck with me because, again, I worked really hard and always did okay with money, but I always wanted to do good with it, right? Good for my family, good for myself, and that's okay. I didn't do as much of that in the past as I do now, and I'm blessed that you support me in spending the money where we see the need.
If you want it, you deserve it. Get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just money. We'll make more.
Yeah, but think about it. As I'm saying that, is money hard to come by? I have so many people that work so hard for so long and they actually accumulate some money and they don't have to work anymore, but they can't stop. That program, that pattern that you have to work hard to get money, after they have it, they think they still have to work hard. And there's
keep it.
Nothing wrong with hard work, but if it's taking you away from some enjoyment you could have, reaping the benefits of the work that you've done for 20, 30, 40 years, you don't have to work as hard. You can still work. You can still have purpose. You can still do
Just
big
don't let
things.
it be your addiction.
Yeah, just don't let it be the addiction. I mean, we get so caught. And again, I've experienced it myself. I've worked now with hundreds, probably going on thousands of business owners that originally that hustle, that hard work belief about money is what gets them going, gets them started, gets them to a point. And for everybody, it's a different point. Again, where's your mind set? But once you get to that point of where you think you've arrived and you could take your foot off the gas pedal, if the program is strong, that's when people burn out. They start spinning out. They start self-sabotaging. They run into imposter syndrome, whatever it may be, because they're so program patterned. So write it down. What is money? And then think what comes up for you. You know, for me, I was told that it was the root of all evil, that it was hard to come by.
Not by your dad, though, which was good.
No. He was bound and determined you had to work really hard for it, even though he could sell better than anybody I knew, and he put up big numbers really quickly. He still had that. It's hard to come by. It doesn't come with ease and flow.
And if I stop, it's going to go away.
Yeah. And then my mom, she was the funniest about it. 'Cause she would always just kind of, her analogy was, Shawn, you got wine taste on a beer budget, kid. Because I always wanted, I guess, nicer things than she thought we could afford. And you have to look at it too. My mom, went through some scarcity, a single mom for a little while on welfare. Her set points got lowered. So, as you're thinking about what money is, just reframe it. And for me, the easiest fix, and I've used it with myself and now so many individuals that have thanked me, like, gosh, that was really easy in my mind. Mm-hmm. Money's just energy. Yeah. I mean, think about it. It's called currency. It's currency. Even when you get foreign money, it's a different currency, right?
Well, that's even more apparent now because all of our money's digital.
Yeah.
And so it is
crypto. It's a
literally energy.
Form of currency. I mean, you think
it's not physical.
Think right
very
now,
much lately.
I mean, seriously, with frequency, and maybe it's more when you're driving by a bank, but right now there's literally probably trillions of dollars floating around the digital airwaves
being
of Salt
traded
Lake City right
and
now.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, there's money flying everywhere, and it's
being transferred
in the form of energy. And if you want more of that energy to land in your digits, in your bank account, you have to see it differently. It's not the root of all evil trying to make it to your bank account. It's not something that's so hard to get you can't have it. It's just energy. And if you want more energy in your bank account, another analogy I use is this morning I woke up with some pretty good energy. I felt good, jumped out of bed, did my morning ritual, did my mindset work, went for a walk, a little too cold, froze my hands, had to come back home. Still had good energy. Not every day do I wake up feeling that way, but I love feeling my body, my mind, my spirit full of energy. It feels good. If you think about your bank account in the same way, when there's enough money, energy in your bank account, it feels good. When a bill comes and you don't even have to think about it, and it's on auto pay, and it doesn't even disrupt your energy because there's more than enough energy in your bank account, that's ease and flow.
Do you think that comes down to trust? Instead of
trust
the feeling of control, like just trusting that I have enough money and money comes to me easily. Yeah. I think that I'm just thinking while you're saying that is there's people, that are taught to, follow certain programs that will make you budget, right? And they're always taught to budget and save for a rainy day. And I've never been like that because I think if you save for a rainy day, what are you going to get?
A rainy day.
A rainy day, and lots of them, right? And so that comes from more of I have to control all of my money. I have to have this the security for money comes from control of it, not trust of it.
Yeah.
And I think what we're teaching, what you're saying is you've got to trust one, yourself, and two, that the money will be there.
What happens when you try and control any kind of energy? Energy can't be created or destroyed. It definitely can't be controlled, right? Yes. It can be transmuted. That's a different topic than we'll go into today.
Yeah.
But Bob Proctor, he was one of my biggest influencers on raising my set points and the way I thought about money. And he talked about it like electricity. And when you try and hoard electricity, you cut off the flow. Mm-hmm. You have all this electricity. Where's it going to go? And with money, so many people are trained to budget and miser. And a lot of them don't end up doing very well because they've got that scarcity mindset. And they're always coming from a place of there's not enough. So I'm going to put these little buckets that I can't even talk about budgeting. It frustrates me. I mean, my favorite words Bob said is he was asked, one of the consultants trainings I was at, he was asked about budgeting. And here he is. Perfect suit, perfect hair, perfect energy. And he just looked. And it's like they said a foreign word. He didn't understand the word budget. And he said, if you need to budget, I think you probably need to go sell somebody something, right? To me, a budget is a scarcity problem, and I need to just make more money. And again, if you're somebody that's stuck in scarcity and you have to have a budget right now, logically, that's a good process. And I'm not downing, and I'm not saying to get in credit card debt or to buy things you shouldn't. But if you're always budgeting, I mean, I literally know people that have millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, and they still feel like they're broke and can't fill up their truck with gas.
Yeah,
right?
They want the best deals on everything
the
because
best deals on everything.
that's what they're
oh my gosh, you have
conditioned
more
to
than
do.
enough.
Yeah.
And here's this person just getting started, and you won't even give them a tip to help them get started because you're worried you have more money than you're gonna have when you die. Your kids can't spend your money. But
your grandkids can't spend your money.
But it's the mindset of scarcity and not enoughness.
That's a great example of it.
No, it is.
And it's
and
crazy.
I've worked with clients that they have plenty of money, and yet they're fretting and worrying about an Uber charge or a $20 this or $20 that.
They won't even leave a 20% tip because they don't believe that the person earned it and that's too much money. And it's like, are you serious right now?
Yeah, no. So really play with what is your mindset on what money is. And if you think it's energy and you like energy, that first step right there, that reframe, and it sounds simple. It is, and it can be. For me, the second I changed money to energy, it's just energy. Then I started focusing on, well, if I want to earn a lot of money energy, what do I have to put out? Some really good energy. And that starts with me. And whatever you do for work, what kind of energy are you putting out? I work with a lot of in-home sales reps. You better be taking good energy into that house. If you work in real estate, you're selling the number one investment most homeowners have. You better bring some good energy to help people that. If you're a server in the food and restaurant business, when we go out to dinner, I want good food and a good experience.
Yeah.
And if I get it, I'm going to reward you for it.
Really well.
So bring good energy.
Yeah.
Coffee baristas, all four of my adult children have worked in that industry at some point, and I know how hard it is to survive on those wages. And so anytime we go to a coffee shop, I always try, even if they don't deserve it, I try to pay it forward and say, hey, smile more. You'll get more of these, right? Here's $20 for that $5 coffee. Let that make you smile. That's energy I'm giving you. Take that energy into every cup you pour and see if you can spread more energy. And if you put more positive energy out, you're going to get it back. And again, if you're stuck in scarcity, you're going to call bullshit and you're never going to try it. That's shame on you. I can't help you if you're not open to listening. Because for me, I worked really hard for a really long time, and I did accomplish and get some amount of wealth. But because I had these negative thoughts in my 95%, I wasn't able to keep it. I let it go.
It's all a frequency too.
Yeah. And if you think about that, I'm going to give you another analogy. Go research. Go hit Uncle Google right now and say, what percentage of lotto winners lose it? It's 70% of lottery winners. Somebody who's literally probably in scarcity has $100 million. $20 million, whatever it is, come into their bank account. And it's so easy and judgmental to say, well, they were idiots. You got to be really stupid to consciously lose $100 million.
Yeah, they didn't realize they were losing it until it was
Subconsciously,
gone.
they weren't programmed for it. Mm-hmm. It was outside their comfort zone. They didn't even know what to do with it. They didn't even know how to talk to an advisor, how to do with it. Their set point on money, both what it is and what is a lot, was so low that their paradigm down here, here's $100 million. Your mind, 95% of your thinking capacity can't even process it, so you give it away. Look at professional athletes. Some of the greatest fighters of our time. I remember reading Sports Illustrated about Mike Tyson's budget for pigeon food. Poor guy just had to fight a fight that he shouldn't have fought because he needed more money, because as much money as he earned fighting, doing something he was really good at, because of his scarcity and how he was raised, he never had enoughness on the inside to keep any of it. I think in my time, there's lots of professional athletes that get a lot of money and then they lose it.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's a
It is
mindset.
sad.
That's all it is. It's a mindset. And you have the tools. We talk about it all the time. We're not going to talk about it today. Research our episodes. 30 minutes a day, you can reprogram your mind about what money is. So flip side of that, statistically, a multimillionaire or a billionaire, what happens if they lose it? Guess what? 80% of millionaires have lost it at some point.
Yeah.
The complete opposite, higher number of millionaires or wealthy people that had money and lost it, they get it back. So you've got somebody poor that gets money, and because of the poor mindset, they lose it. You have somebody wealthy, because of the wealthy mindset, they lose it, they get it back. There's a science behind this. There's something we're not taught behind this. It's where is your mind set on money, both what it is and what's a lot. And if you don't have enough right now, or if you want more, and even if you have enough and you want more, that's okay too. That's our program put into us, right? Well, I have enough. There's people starving right now. Well, you being broke isn't going to help anybody starving. You having more than enough, you can feed some homeless people. So go make some more money for you and then go do some good with it. So what's a lot of money? And Miss Kaitlin, this is one of my favorite to play with because, you know, when I met Bob Proctor, his tagline at the time was make your annual income your monthly. That's too much for most people to think about.
It's wild.
You know, if somebody's making 50 grand a year, 100 grand a year, or $1 million a year, you tell them to make that. I'm telling you right now, how much do you make? Starting tomorrow, I want you to say that's your monthly income. Say it every day for 90 days. 80% of people won't even do that because you can't. You go to the how. You say, well, gosh, I worked my ass off last year to make 100 grand.
Yeah, there's not enough hours in the day.
I can't make 100 grand a month. It's not even possible for me right now. I'd have to win the lottery or something to do that. No, you'd have to say it every day for 90 days, and then your mind would start to think differently. You know, most people are programmed from birth with 0 as a set point. Think of the XY. What's the middle? It's 0. +1 +2 -1. Either way, 0 is a set point. If you're comparing $10 or $1,000 to 0, it can still feel like a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You get 100,000 or you add another 0, go to $1 million. From a 0 set point, that seems untouchable. That seems unfathomable. So you can raise it. Just like you can change your mindset around money. It's not the root of all evil. It's not hard to come by. It's just energy. And I love energy and energy loves me. How does my money get better? Every day in every way. It just gets better and better, right?
Yeah.
And I love when people make fun of this. And I don't love when they won't do it. Just do it. Just try it.
You don't love it. You get very frustrated.
Well, I get frustrated because literally I transform my life by saying some of the things I'm saying right now. As money's just energy. If I become really good energy and I add value by being me at the highest level, doing what I do best, I'm going to get some money coming into my bank account in the form of energy. And guess what? It works on repeat. And then on the mindset, I don't like 0. I don't like nothing. I don't like 1,000. I don't like 10,000. I don't even like 100,000 anymore. And it took saying bigger numbers. You know, if you want to have $1 million, you got to make $1 million small in your mind. And how do you do that? It's called the law of relativity. What's it relative to? If it's relative to 0, yeah, $1 million is a lot of money compared to 0. But if you're comparing it to $1 billion, $1 million isn't that much compared to $1 billion.
No.
And again, do you have to experience this in the physical for it to change your mind? No.
You don't. You just have to make it happen in your mind. It really goes down. There's so many simple quotes about this, like Wayne Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at what $1 billion is, it changes the way what you think of $1 million is. And it truly does. And it's just, like Shawn said, it's not about the number. It's never about the number of money. It's about what your belief is on it, where you're set with it, what your mind is set on money. Because again, it's never about the number, but whatever number that is for you, just raise it.
Just raise it.
Just raise it in your mind. Think bigger numbers. It's not hard.
What you believe right now was programmed into you. And depending on how you grew up, if you grew up in a family that both your parents worked hard and they never made more than 30 grand a year, you're going to have a hard time thinking bigger unless you got lucky or went into a skilled profession, got a lot of education, and got a 6-figure job. It's going to be hard to figure it out if it wasn't patterned around you and if it was programmed into you. And so, you know, for most people, I say take the most you've ever made, double it, divide it by 12, and that's your new monthly. An example of that, if the most you've ever made is 100,000, and again, put your number in there. Don't get thrown off. If that's way less than you've made, don't let your mind throw you off. If that's way more than you've ever made, don't let your mind throw you off. $100,000. I'm going to double it to $200,000. Divide it by 12. And what is that? $16,666.66 hitting my bank account every single month. And you just say it. And you're programming your mind, which controls 95% of your thoughts at some level, to think often about a bigger number. And I play with this. I've got this little chart I keep. Most people think about 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, maybe 100,000. 10 has 1 0, 100 has 2, 1,000 has 3, 10,000 has 4, 100,000 has 5. The difference between 100,000 and a million? 1 0. 1 0. And you go from 100,000 to a million. 3 more zeros? Just 3. You're at a billion. 3 more, you're at a trillion. 3 more, you're at quadrillion. 3 more, you're at quintillion. 3 more, you're at sextrillion. 3 more, you're at septillion. It keeps going to numbers I didn't even know existed. Centillion has 303 zeros. That's a big number. I haven't made that number small.
They don't teach you that one.
They don't teach you that one. But again, I start playing with billions and trillions. Shit, we hear the federal government talk about it all the time. $1 trillion debt. We don't even know how to wrap our mind around it. Well, it's 12 zeros, you guys. Make it small in your mind. Which is 3 more than a billion. Which is only 3 more than a million. Which is only 1 more than 100,000. And most of us spend our time thinking about 6 zeros or less.
Yeah.
I spend most of my time thinking about 9 zeros or more. And do I have in my bank account? Not yet. Do I have more zeros in my bank account than I've ever had? Absolutely. And yes, I've worked hard. And yes, I've taken trainings. And yes, I have knowledge. And you can get all that. It's called YouTube. But if you're going to YouTube getting all this good information on how to build wealth, and your mind is set around 2 zeros or 6, you're stuck there. You're stuck there and you're never getting past it. I don't care how hard you work. I work with a lot of business owners that have been working for 20 and 30 years with good process, with good businesses, with good reputations. And the only thing that's been holding them back is their mindset. And now, after working with us for a couple of years, guess what's happening? 5 million to 30 million in sales.
And they're enjoying the ride the entire
all
time.
their employees getting paid more.
Yep.
Everybody growing. The customers getting a better job. And all it took was one person at the top saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm going to change my mindset on money. 2 things, what it is and how much is a lot to me. And I'm going to make these big numbers, or what used to be big numbers in my mind, really, 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 really small. And I make them small in my mind by saying them over and over again. And yes, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Kaitlin, do we have fun with money?
All the time.
All right, a couple last things. How you react to money is how you feel about money. And so if you get a bill and you negatively react to it, you're creating negative energy around money. What do I say every time I give my credit card for anything we pay for?
What a deal.
What a deal. Is
Every
it always a deal, or do we sometimes get hosed?
Now, okay, if you asked me this like when you first started doing it, I'm like, that is not a good deal. What the hell? Now I'm like, everything's a great deal.
But if I get something that I have to pay for, a surprise bill, water heater goes out, furnace has issues,
What a deal.
come out, it's $2,500. I don't have it, but I still say, what a deal. That tricks my mind. My mind thinks it's a deal, and then it helps me go find it. Mm-hmm. And if I don't have the $2,500, I do now, but when I didn't, guess what they had? 12 months, no interest. What a deal. What a deal. I just got this surprise abundance that I can pay for this repair that was a surprise repair, but I didn't let it throw me off. And so I don't take that negativity. Oh my gosh, I can never take a break. How am I going to afford that? Every time I think I get ahead.
I'm so unlucky.
I mean, just think of the words. That's negative self-talk. And I'm saying that jokingly because I used to say that shit.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I did.
I never met that version of you.
Yeah, well, you're lucky.
I am lucky.
No, you did a little bit. You did a little bit.
Maybe. I just have never heard you say like, oh, bad things always happen
Well,
to
no,
me.
I never said that.
Yeah.
I never said that.
I can never catch
But I used to, I mean, at childhood, wearing hand-me-downs and watching mom work and not having enough,
Yeah.
that was scarcity. I wanted nice things. I wanted that wine, but we only had beer. So I just drank the beer.
As a lovely
Marlene for you.
Yeah, right.
Never drank beer.
Never.
No, but you learn to train yourself to not want what's programmed that you shouldn't want. And
like that's not for you.
If you keep that programming, and I'm sorry. For some reason, maybe I'm different than some, but I do have nice taste and I like nice things. And it's not the worldly aspect. It's if you ever have driven a car that you weren't sure you were going to get to where you were going versus driving a car that not only were you sure where you're going, but you got a back rub and a cool sound system on the way there and heated seats. That feels better.
That basically drives
that
itself.
energy is a lot better in my body. So, yeah, play with it. When you get a bill, how do you treat your money? How do you talk about it? I was listening to a lady one time talk about your purse or your wallet.
Yeah.
Is it a clean place for money, or is it full of receipts and look like a trash bin? Are you going to put your money energy in a trash bin? Or are you going to put it in a really nice place?
Well, it's so funny because I had the awareness of this, right? When I've done all of these other things. And then this past year, just barely well, not just barely, but yeah, really recently when we were in Hawaii over Christmas, I was like, I don't have a wallet. I haven't had a wallet in years. I've just kept my cards like in my purse or just free floating around. And so I was like, I really want a wallet. And some of my friends had just got new wallets. But then I was like, oh, I don't need it though. I just got this purse. I don't need the wallet too. And then it like hit me. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I am blocking my abundance here because I don't know where my cards are half the time. They're floating around in a pocket of something or of my purse.
And if your cards were $1 million cards, would you just throw them around willy-nilly?
Well, and I did that with cash, like $100 bills. I would be like, I don't even know where I put that. I probably lost so much cash. But
again, if you're not going to take care of it, you're not going to
I'm not going to get more of it.
No,
and
because
so
the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, says, oh, Kaitlin's not very good with her money. She doesn't care about it very much. We're not going to give her a lot because she's just going to put it in the backseat of her car or throw it in the garbage can.
Throw it in a pocket somewhere and it's going to go through the wash and then just get stuck. Yeah. So I did. I was like, I'm going to get a wallet. And you were like, okay, get the, you were so supportive of it. And you're like, whatever. And you're like, well, you're going to get this monogram too. And I got it monogrammed with my initials. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this now. And since then, like, it's crazy the amount of money that's come in. And it's not just magic, right? But it's like it unblocked this flow of abundance to me where things are coming even easier than they already were.
Well, and that's the key too. And just, most people that are on the abundance side won't share this with you. But when you get out of scarcity into abundance, it actually gets easier.
Really easy.
If you've never flown first class and you never could afford to, and then you start trying to, and once in a while you do it, and you start doing it more, all of a sudden you get points, you get upgrades.
Free upgrades all the time.
It gets easier.
Kayla
and I were just talking this year, the National Cheer Championships, which is one of our biggest expenses personally.
Yeah.
In the past few years, it hasn't been easy. I've still said, what a deal on those cheer bills. What a deal. That's
For the past
cheap.
10 years, I'm like, oh, man.
It's an expensive sport for our girls, but this year, we probably could afford it easier than any year since we met.
Easily.
And the girls both have paid bids, and it's going to be our cheapest year yet.
And we're staying at a way nicer
And we're staying at a nicer hotel. It happens all the time. Upgrades. But it's not by chance. It's not by luck. It's how are you thinking about your money?
Yeah.
And when you start thinking its energy and you start thinking bigger numbers and you make them part of who you are and then you start adding that value. And again, I'm not saying you're going to sit on your couch and do this.
No.
We work hard every single day. We add a lot of value to our clients.
Yeah.
And whatever you do add value. Just add more by who you are when you show up. And that's
our main
the
focus.
abundance loop.
Yeah, that's really easy. Just find something that you're so passionate about. And for Shawn and I, like that is being of the most value we possibly can be.
Yeah.
And then we're rewarded accordingly.
And
it's easy.
And last couple, just fine tuners. How do you talk to your money? How do you treat it? Give thanks if you get your paycheck and you want a raise, but you don't have a raise. Give thanks for the check you got. Say thank you for it. Give gratitude for it. When you get a bill, say thank you for the money to pay it. And even if you don't have the money to pay it yet, I still give gratitude for the money because I'm going to go figure out how to get it. And if I'm in negative scarcity, that's not going to help me. But saying thanks, giving thanks for a way. And again, how many possibilities are there? There's at least 8 for every challenge you'll have.
Yeah.
Personally, professionally, financially. All right, we kind of went on a little bit tear. Anything else you want to add, Kaitlin?
No, I think this was a great episode.
All right, and again, to change what you think about money and to change what amounts are, you just say it every day. It's part of our 30-minute ritual we talk about. It's the 5 minutes of affirmation. Do some affirmation. I am so happy and grateful. Say a bigger number. Just play with the number. Say bigger numbers all the time. And money is just energy. It flows easily and often to me. Say it, say it, say it. Let us know if you do this and you get some results, because as always, if you like this episode, hit the subscribe, share it with somebody that could use some better money mindset, and let's go make 2026 our most abundant year yet.
Easy.
All right. Enjoy the ride. It's a good one. Welcome to the Inner Blueprint podcast. I'm Shawn Foyer, the Universal Mindset Disruptor. With over 20 years of turning blueprints into thriving home improvement businesses, I've learned that the strongest foundations start in your mind. Whether you're building a business or your own success, we're here to reshape how you think and face daily life and always remind you to enjoy the ride.